Hey everyone, Tin Man here, coming at you with some Dota Underlords action here in the new patch that has included a couple new features, including contraptions and the ace units. So I think I'm going to pick up Augst here to start. Augst is still good. The Brawny Alliance did get a little bit of a nerf. The Brawny Alliance itself didn't change, but Disruptor, a key 4th unit, got increased to 5 cost, which means that he's much more rare. He is not particularly more powerful, but they just made him a bit more rare, and that makes it harder to get for Brawny, of course. And that's where the real power in the Brawny Alliance lies. That being said, the Alliance is still quite strong if you can get it going early. Beastmaster is still an amazingly strong unit, but we'll see if we can start with Augst and see if we go that direction. Pick up Embarrassment of Riches. This is probably the best item to pick up on round 1. Gives you just so many more options for the rest of the game. Alright, what do we got on round 2 here? So, no Beastmaster, but we do have double Bounty Hunter, and Bounty Hunter was another unit touched in this last patch. His damage got rather substantially increased. I believe it was 47 last time, and now it's up to 60, so that's not a bad change. So, and he also obviously scales at higher levels as well, so he's a little bit better at all points in the game. So if we get a chance to get an early 2-star Bounty Hunter, he can definitely carry us in this early game, even if he maybe isn't the best thing in the late game. Another unit that was changed was Bloodseeker. He became a Deadeye, although currently there's a little bit of a bug with him where if the target that he wants to attack is out of reach, he will just stand there like an idiot and not do anything. We'll pick up Chainmail here. That's probably the best tier 1 item, not just on any turn, but it's good at all points in the game. And we did get the Bounty Hunter. Nice. Now, the other option is to pick up a 1 of Witch Doctor or 1 Tiny and 1 Anti-Mage. I think I'm inclined to pick up the two separate units here. Not really finding any more Brawny, no more Augst, no more Beastmasters yet, so maybe we look to move away from that and see what we can do with Bounty Hunter or Anti-Mage or Tiny. I do like Witch Doctor quite a bit. I've actually been really fond of Warlocks this patch. I've been playing a little bit, and I've seen some good Warlock games. Blade Mail's good if we're running Brawnies. The problem is these other options are just not very good. I'll take Blade Mail and kind of keep that possibility open. So we do find a Pudge, who's a really good one to hold a Blade Mail, just because he has so much health total, at least initially. Let's actually put in Slarder. Slarder has just a lot higher DPS than Tiny, and I think I want the armor on Bounty Hunter because he has the most health total out of any of our units, and so the armor will give him more effective health if he already has a very high health total. I'm not really sure that Brawny's gonna come together. We don't have a Beastmaster yet. Augst doesn't really have that many kills. Looks like we do win this one, so I don't need to sell off anything to pick up something else here. I kind of want to pick up the Drow Ranger and also the Bounty Hunter. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna go for Bounty Hunter 3-star, but it's a possibility. It's probably better than holding onto a 1 of Anti-Mage, keeping that possibility open. Now our option is between throwing in a 3rd warrior or throwing in the Heartless buff. Essentially it comes down to plus 10 armor for our units or minus 5 for theirs. I think the math there is pretty simple. Plus 10 for ours is going to be more impactful than minus 5 on them. So this pack is really interesting. I actually really like all of these options. I was kind of talking earlier about the Warlocks that I liked, and Treant Protector, like a lot of the Warlocks and Savages can kind of blend well with a Druid kind of lineup. Treant Protector probably not the best one in it. You kind of want just Enchantress and Lone Druid for the Savage, but I will still pick up the Shadow Fiend. We did win, so You know, I'm not really that thrilled about Drow Ranger. I want to pick up Treant Protector. I could pick up the pair here, pair of Drow Rangers, but you know, I think Treant Protector has enough upside given the current state of things. Nothing really here. I don't really want to sell off for interest because I kind of like the units we just picked up. Obviously, we just picked these all up, and I think they're pretty strong. No, I just won't sell off for interest this turn. That's alright. I generally like to try to get interest on round 6 or 7. So here's one of the new items, the Target Buddy. It's a really strong tank. I mean, it's 1,000 health and 10 armor. That is, I mean, that's tankier than Pudge here at this point in the game. And just kind of hanging out there, drawing fire. Like, my starter's not doing anything. Like, he's just hitting nobody. We are still winning because their units don't punch through our armor. We got 15 armor on most of our units. But still, that was, their Target Buddy drew a lot of attacks. So now that we're actually on a win streak, and I mean, I could sell off for interest, or I think that this is a little bit different than the way I normally, or I've been playing, but I think I actually just want to level up and throw in like a Shadow Fiend, and actually maybe still sell off. Yeah, let's do that. I think Shadow Fiend is a little bit better. Drow Ranger obviously would give us the Heartless bonus with Pudge. But she doesn't really do very much on her own. I mean, 37 DPS is not huge, whereas Shadow Fiend has 68 DPS, he does a ton of damage, and he has his big, impactful ultimate. So I like Shadow Fiend for his raw contribution. I mean, he was top DPS. So I think that was a little bit better. So we get to pick up another one. Yeah, we can pick up everybody, even though we don't really plan on playing them. So there's a Witch Doctor. Is like the only one out of this pack. I guess an Enchantress that I'm kind of looking at. I don't think we're looking at Hunters in any way. So I'm going to get rid of that to get up to 11 gold for interest. And like, we're only looking at Drow Ranger because... Not because she's a hunter, but because she's heartless. I'll pick up Witch Doctor, and I think I'm more interested in Shadow Fiend than a Queen of Pain. So let's get rid of the Queen of Pain for the Enchantress. And we don't really like... Shadow Shaman is still the worst unit in the game, even though Shamans are a little bit stronger now, just because of the Enigma bonus. But Shadow Shaman's still not very good. The Ace bonus, for those of you who don't know on Shamans, it's been changed to just a 2 of Alliance, so you need 2 Shamans, and then they have a 10% chance of polymorphing an enemy. But if you have Enigma as one of those 2 Shamans, then that effect, or that buff, applies to all of your units, not just your Shamans. So here I can sell off for interest. I don't really want to level up, because then I guaranteed lock myself down to just 1 gold of interest, and I'm starting to fall behind the other person who's on a win streak. So I'm just going to get rid of Shadow Shaman here. A little bit disappointed that I didn't pick up Beastmaster. I mean, I wish I did now that I found out that I have 2 Beastmasters in that pack, but... And we're up against the other undefeated, so... This could be a little dicey. Yeah, looks like it is. That's not good. Oh, we got crushed, actually. They kind of got some lucky crits. 3 Assassins got buffed recently, where you have a 15% chance. It used to be just a 10% chance. And they got a crit on Shadow Fiend before he got to cast, so that was unfortunate. You know, I will buy the double Beastmaster. If we do happen to hit like 1 more in this next pack, we'll obviously play it. But we don't, so there's really no downside in just picking that up. I do have a free reroll, and I don't think I really want any of these based on the way we're going. So I'm just going to use that now. We find a Venomancer. Well, let me sell off and count here real quick. Yeah, let's just sell off for interest, get up to 30 gold, and then buy the Veno after interest locks in. And I want to pick up the starter, the second starter. In the build that I'm kind of thinking of right now is we're gonna have something like Slarter, Pudge, and Tidehunter, and like have a 3 warrior front, and then maybe throw some like warlocks and savages behind it. And the warriors will obviously have good physical reduction from their bonus armor, and then we'll also have the scaled, which will give us good magic reduction, and then get some healing from the warlocks, and it'll just be a nice, cool, synergistic build. Maybe throw in some savages in there as well. There's a Fall from Grace, which could potentially give us another tier of the Heartless Alliance. There's a Smuggler and an Aegis of the Immortal. I think I'm gonna take Smuggler. I really like this combo of Embarrassment of Riches and Smuggler. I think it's really strong. There's a 2-star Enchantress. So is it worth I think it might be worth to just like level up now and put her in on the assumption that we're going to win the round to make our gold back. If we lose the round here, this is a really bad play. But you know, I'm gonna take a risk and say we're gonna win this round so that we get to 30 gold to grab interest. That's looking like a bad risk. We got crushed. I didn't really think that would happen. Okay, so ouch. Yeah, I thought we just got a couple really good upgrades, and I thought for sure we were going to get a win, but no, we took a risk, didn't pay off. It happens. I don't know if it still makes sense to have the Chainmail and Bounty Hunter. We don't have any like upgrades on our front line, which is kind of a problem. They kind of just fall apart really quick. Let me buy these two and use our free reroll and just pick up Pudge. So we haven't collected the maximum amount of interest that we've been wanting to, so we were ahead on gold compared to most people, but now we're kind of falling back into the pack in terms of total gold output. So I don't want to... Now I need to be a bit more cautious and more cognizant of that. Oh boy, we're just feeding this Beastmaster so many kills. And he didn't shuriken the Beastmaster, he was 1 hit away. We're in a losing streak now? Yep. Lost 3 in a row. I think it's because our front line isn't strong enough to hold up to this. They're all still 1-star. Not enough health. There's a Kunkka. I like Kunkka. Let's put a Kunkka in over Tiny and sell off Tiny Bounty Hunter. Let's use our free reroll. Oh, Doom? You know, I like Doom here, and then I'm going to sell off the Shadow Fiends, and maybe we go more towards like a 6 warrior kind of deal. Because obviously Doom is going to be mutually exclusive with Shadow Fiend. I do like Shadow Fiend quite a bit, but I also like Doom. And I think because we have this warrior thing going, and we wanted to grab interest as well, we needed to sell off some things. It made sense to do that to get up to above 40 gold and put Doom in. Lost again because we're on a losing streak, and when it rains it pours, it seems. No real reason to pick up any of those. What are we up to here? I don't really think I want Lycan. I mean, I don't even really think we want like Enchantress. I really liked when Lycan used to be a warrior instead of a hunter, but now he doesn't really fit in with the rest of the crowd here. So we'll sell him off to grab interest here. Don't use our free reroll because, well, we don't really want to buy anything anyway, because we want to stay above 51 gold. Or stay above 50 rather. Primarily looking for Lone Druid, because that would you know, be a 2-star Lone Druid right away with the Enchantress. Other than that, I guess we're looking for like Tidehunters and upgrades on Slarter. One of the problems if we go like a 6 warrior build though is kind of a lack of damage. So something like Slarter really has to carry a lot of weight there because he's one of the big damage dealers, same with Doom. And also we need good items, which we're kind of well set up for because we have the Smuggler and Embarrassment of Riches. There's the Lone Druid. That's pretty good. I think that's going to be better than the Bounty Hunter, just for this round at least. So are we going to go up to 4 Savages? We could grab like Tusk in addition to this. That way we could kind of round out this build at 9 units. 6 Warriors plus 4 Savages, but then it doesn't really seem that great because we don't have the Warlock bonus, and I'd like the Warlock healing. And we wouldn't have a Necrophos, so I don't think we really want to go up to 4 Savages. I'll buy the Sand King though, just in the interim. I'm kind of a little unsure on exactly how I want this full build to develop. Ooh, there's a Bracers. Oh, that's great on the Lone Druid. I'll take 2 Bears, please. And we'll just put some bonus armor on Doom so that he sticks around a bit longer. Not a whole lot going on here. I think we just save our gold, level up, and if we lose again, we'll just use our free reroll. But if not, we can carry that over to level 7, which will hit next turn. So let's just pump 10 gold in there. And then we'll just put Bounty Hunter right back in. Look at this, they've got the Barricade and the Target Buddy. They're making full use of the newer contraptions. And so this is like pretty effective taunt. Like my front line like pretty much did nothing for the first 4 seconds of the fight. But looks like we're strong enough over them that it didn't really matter. We also have double 2-star Bears, who's going to be doing a lot of work. I'm just taking a quick scouting around to see how much magic damage I think is going to be out there, and how important I think Tidehunter and Slarder are going to be. I can also grab Slark, but I think that's not really where we want to go. There's a Slarder, and a Tidehunter, so we could get that fully completed here. I think I just want to put this in over the Kunkka, pick up these 2, and kind of sit on this for a moment, and let me kind of think where we want to go with this. I definitely want to grab a Necrophos, right? Because that'll complete the Heartless and the Warlock lines with the Venomancer. And, I mean, maybe we could even just go, like, Venomancer Lone Druid and, like, cut the Enchantress eventually. And, you know, maybe just try to get a 2-star Lone Druid on his own. 2 or 3-star on his own. And just go 2 Savages that way. And then go, like, 6 Warriors. 6 Warriors, Lone Druid, Venomancer, Necrophos. That's a pretty reasonable combination there. So let's kind of work towards that and see where that takes us. We may find something else along the way. I think we want to level up though, because we're in a pretty good spot right now. Ever since we got this Bracers Lone Druid, we've been winning. So I don't want to like spend gold on rerolls. I'd rather just pump it into levels, because if we would just level up right away, we could still put in something like the Sand King and it would be strong. Actually, arguably, I could have leveled up. I could have leveled up to 8 this turn. It would put me down to 40 gold. Oh, Lone Druid didn't get cast at all. Oh, that's gonna lose us this fight. I don't even think with a level up we would have won that. Yeah, he just got hit by Anti-Mage and then got silenced. Ooh. Or not silenced, just Anti-Maged. I think we still can level up now, because it won't cost us any interest. Just gonna wait to see what we roll here. Get a Pudge. So basically I would just put in the Sand King, get us the 4 Savage bonus. You know, I'll do it. It costs me 1 point of interest. And then I'm gonna use my free reroll right now. Since I just hit a higher level, you know, there's a good chance I could have gotten, you know, something like a pair of Tidehunters or a pair of Kunkkas, which I would have put those in instead. Okay, so now we've completed the 4 Savage Lions. I don't know if we're going to stay with that forever, or even really long term, but as of right now, it's pretty good. pretty good option. That extra bleed damage really starts to add up on Enchantress and Venomancer and the Bears. We still don't get the win though. This is a tough one. They got a 2-star Mirana. We're not going to take too much though. Oh, it didn't die? What? I wish they'd let like the bleed tick out and then the Doom ability tick out as well. Still in a good 3rd place somehow. We've been losing kind of hard and still maintaining 3rd place. Is our positioning acceptable? I think it's fine as is. I don't think there's any like really exploited parts. I guess we could like kind of... It's the creep round here, so I think I just want to shift slightly to the right so that we kind of focus on the one who has more armor. And while this is going on, let's use our rerolls to try to find some upgrades. Because I think we're going to reroll here at level 8 for a little bit. I mean, eventually we need to get to level 9. Maybe it's best to just like rush up to 9. I have a good unit to put in. I could put in a 2nd Venomancer. Like, I could just rush up to 9 right now. Is that crazy talk? I don't think it is. Ooh, Healing Ward? That is not a very good item. 20 HPS is just so low. Neither is Mascaban. It's not for this build. I think I'll just pick up Dagon. Dagon's just... I mean, it's especially good early game here. When, you know, people still have like 800 health to get one shot by. You know what? I'm going to do it. We're just going to level. I only sacrificed 2 points of interest here. I put in another 2-star unit. I feel good about that exchange. I think I'd rather have the Venomancer over getting the scaled buff because I don't think the magic damage compositions are really off the ground just yet. You know, this guy's got a 2-star Arc Warden and a 3-star Luna already. Oh. Well, okay then. I thought we were pretty strong, but you know, that's pretty strong too. But we still getting it done. How much damage is Venomancer doing? Venomancer from the backline is doing a ton of work. You're just overwhelmed. Even though they had the Luna, just not good enough against the Swarm. Let's pick up the extra Pudge. Potentially go for 3-star Pudge. Don't know if that'll actually happen. Savage Bleed is really good. Unfortunately, I can't get up to 40 gold this turn. I don't really want to sell off any of my options here because I think we still want to eventually get to 6 warriors. Something like Tidehunter, Kunkka, plus the 3 we have, and who else? Who's another warrior? Troll Warlord? I like Troll Warlord. We have a pretty good chance of finding him too because we leveled up, so we have the 3% chance of finding those ace units. Or, I mean, we could just stay with this current build. I mean, we'd still want to put another scaled in. Probably, you know, over Bounty Hunter. Eventually, once we get it to an appropriate star level. Oh no, he used his Shuriken to break the shield. I think we lose this. Yeah. Close one. But this build is... we also want to replace the Venomancer with the Necrophos when we find it. So replace this with a... I don't think we want to replace it with an Alchemist. And it does complete the Scrappy bonus for right now, but that's not going to stay in this build for long. So let's use some rerolls here.
Try to pair me up with positive people, okay?
Because I really don't want to keep losing after we kind of invested so much in here. All right, so Kunkka, and then we can sell off Bounty Hunter to get back up to 30 gold. I don't want to keep losing even after we have leveled up. I kind of want to push our advantage because we're at level 9 before anybody else. And I kind of want to hopefully push that advantage and get higher level stuff. We can get this. I don't know. It's going to be close. Our opponent has kind of the same build as us. I mean, similar to what we're trying to do. They've got Pudge, Alchemist, Kunkka, yeah, the 3 warriors. They don't have the savages that we have, but the warriors and warlocks. And that seemed to work out pretty well for them. I almost forgot to buy the Doom. That would have been embarrassing. Got the 2-star Doom. Alright, let's move Doom a little bit closer to the center. Or actually move Kunkka closer to the center. I want him to grab aggro, take damage, and get that get a boat off quickly. So still looking for Necrophos, still looking for like 2-star Lone Druid or Troll Warlord, or a couple of different options here. But I don't think we really want to stay with the 4 Savages, because the damage starts to fall off a little bit in the late game, and the extra warrior buff would be pretty nice. Because that's a pretty big buff. The warriors did get buffed in this patch. The 6 warrior alliance now gives plus 20 armor. It used to only give plus 15, so it is rather substantial there. Alright, we're still in third. And one person has been eliminated, but everyone else is, I think it's relatively close. It's a creep round here, and we're at a good point of interest. We're at 40 gold, so let's just sit on this, and we'll hopefully find some of the units we're looking for next turn. Oh, look how many people have Smuggler and Embarrassment of Riches. That's 4 people with that combo. I thought when I had it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. We have the combo, we'll get good items compared to everyone else. No, apparently everyone else is going to get good items too. So what items would be best here? Probably, well, a Refresher Orb would be nice. A Refresher Orb on Kunkka is always good. Or on Lone Druid. Like between Bracers and Refresher Orb, we want to refresh both these cooldowns because they're really impactful abilities. Big AoE stuns or a second Spirit Bear. Or even on Tidehunter. Tidehunter would probably be better than Kunkka in the long term. Or there's the new item, Tombstone. I like Tombstone a lot. I'm going to pick that one up. So the way this works is it's a placeable contraption, and you kind of see the outline 2-square radius around it. And if any unit dies within that radius, yours or the opponent's, then it will spawn a zombie based on the level of the unit that it killed. If it's a 2-star unit, it'll spawn a 2-star zombie, and if it's a 1-star, spawn a 1-star zombie. Okay, this was a lot of good stuff here. I didn't necessarily want to like stay with Sand King long term, but at the moment it's pretty good. It is also pretty tanky. The Tombstone can be used to put up on the front line and kind of tank against an opponent, but for our purpose, I think we're in good shape with where it's at. Kind of offset one spot. I'm gonna Tidehunter before I forget. Okay, so how's this combat going on? So let's see how many zombies are we making. So we can see like a zombie back here, a 2-star one. I clicked off of him. He's got 500 health, 50 DPS. I mean, it's not insane, but you know, spawning 4 or 5 of them, like they're just bodies that just swarm the enemy. It didn't do a ton of damage, but you have to include all the tankiness that it also outputs, and for a single item, like that's pretty substantial. Okay, so we're looking at a lot of different potential 3-star units. Venomancer, Pudge, Slarter, and Enchantress. And I was going to say that not all of them are probably that realistic to complete. So I'm wondering how we want to approach this. If we run out of bench space, I would probably give up on like Slarter or Pudge first, because they're probably the lower impact ones. Probably Pudge is the lowest impact. He does have the blade mail though. Not sure. But I'm still kind of thinking, I don't know if 6 warriors actually still makes sense or not, because we are like really far away. We don't have the 2-star Tide yet. We don't even have a Troll Warlord, and we do have 2 stars on the Sand King and on Enchantress, and it's working. I'm winning. If I find a 2-star Tide, I would definitely want to replace, like, I guess Kunkka with it, right? Because I think Tide is just a better version of Kunkka, because he, at 2-star, deals a bit more damage. It's an instant stun, and it gives me the Like, we're just comparing it across. I guess Tidehunter's damage is lower. Kunkka's health is higher. Or, sorry. Tidehunter's more of a tank. Kunkka does a bit more damage, but that's not really why we're picking them. We're picking them for their ability, which his is an instant stun and it's faster, whereas Kunkka's is a bit on a delay. And it gives me the scaled bonus, of course, which is important. So our opponent has picked up the healing ward here, and hopefully we can get a good example of why I don't think this item is very good. You know, they've got 3 or 4 units on it all the time, and let's just check out the healing. My Necrophos did 1400 healing. It's a 1-star Necro. Their healing ward did 420. That's not a lot. That's really small. Like, that's less than like 1 Necrophos cast. If, like, it's just really small. I just don't think that's really worthwhile. Alright, so we're doing well here. Now the question comes, when, if ever, do we level to 10? If we level to 10, we can just throw the Kunkka back in. I mean, that's a pretty good option. And if we're leveling to 10, we're probably giving up on the 3-star idea of Pudge and Slardar. So I think what I want to do is get rid of Pudge and Slardar here, and then just sit at 41 for interest, buy Necrophos after that locks in, and see where that gets us. Because we are tied for, or we're 1 off first, we're in 2nd place. But this is the 1st place person, so if we would beat them, which I think these are looking good. That's a big techie bomb though. I don't know. No. I can't punch through all their regen. They got way too much healing. So, alright, so we're still in a comfortable 2nd place though, because everyone else is a lot lower. I think if we just add Kunkka to this, that probably helps. We can do that after the creep round though. I want to kind of scout this person out, and they're kind of stacked here off to our left, and if I got this view by clicking this up and down arrow thing, and you can actually readjust your units from this view. So I'm kind of gonna say, hey, we're adjust to them, because I think we are really strong against everybody else at the moment. So I think I want to just adjust to them. It's a creep round, I know, but I just want to kind of preemptively do that, so I'm saving time, saving mental energy, and just doing that right away. Because I think we're just stronger straight up than the other players, so my positioning probably doesn't matter too much against them, comparatively to the person we know we lost to. And I wanted to adjust because I've got the Tombstone, and I want everyone to be, you know, within the Tombstone. And I'm also going to level up here. I think that's what we were thinking about doing. I think that's the most straightforward level of, you know, increase of power level. So there's a Refresher Orb. I think that's the one we're going to want. We want that on Tidehunter, definitely. Get him a 2nd cast ASAP. Let me actually scout around here real quick. Don't think I want Disruptor. Okay, got a Necro. I'm not going to reroll more. Let's just check. Are these in good spots against everybody else? There's an Anti-Mage on this side that I don't really want to deal with. Alright, I'll put Doom out there. Doom can take the Anti-Mage if we go up against that person. If not, he was just going to walk around, and I wanted to get Anti-Mage on Doom rather than on the Lone Druid, because Lone Druid Bear is going to be a big part of our strategy. That Refresher Orb, that was a good Refresher Orb. That's going to win us this fight. Oh, and it's dominating. I mean, these zombies didn't do it, don't actually do damage to them, but they still kept everybody else alive. And you can see the Tombstone even out DPS'd Enchantress. Obviously, all the zombies were very tanky, and if we were losing, they would have bought us a lot of time. Alright, so let's scout out again here, unless I don't think I really want to reroll much. I think we're going to stick with this build. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to adjust. There's a Knights player off on the right that maybe I need to deal with. Yeah, we'll see. This positioning is worse against the knights, but it's better against the scrappies. So we'll see which one actually ends up, which one you end up going up against. Okay, so this is the opponent with the anti-mage that we kind of successfully predicted. We got him on the Doom, who I didn't care that much about. Lone Druid was able to get, well, at least one of his bears off, and then we win. In order to spectate, you got to get rid of that. So it looks like the... I don't actually know. I don't know if 3-star Mirana actually wins this fight or not. Probably does. 3-star Mirana. I have not actually seen that before. 3,000 health, about 300 DPS, 288. 1,800 damage. That's really something. 7 seconds stun. No one was eliminated though. There. Did they have an Aegis? Oh no, they just didn't take enough damage to actually die. That makes sense. Oh, they must have had an Aegis in the past because they have one less item than everyone else. Yeah, so they must have had an Aegis that got popped. Okay, oh, the Knights player got eliminated, so that's good. So our positioning, I think, is optimal against both of our opponents. So that was good. The Knights player was the one we were afraid of. That's what I was like hesitant about our position. We might have to adjust if the Knights player was still in, but they did get eliminated. I don't think that's enough to eliminate them. They don't take too much out of that. Only 13. Yeah. It's okay. Now who... Oh no, that was the person who was 11. They took 13. Okay, that was enough. I couldn't count very quickly because I saw a lot of the zombies and I wasn't sure which was which. Okay, so now's going to be the moment of truth. Can we beat this this Scrappy's build? I don't know. We haven't run into them in a while since we made this adjustment. I'm going to move Doom closer to the middle so that he hopefully can get, you know, a Doom off quickly, rather than Slider, who I don't really care if he casts at any point. He's just there for the resistance. A little bit of bad luck to get Enchantress the upgrade instead of Lone Druid. Obviously we'd like the double bears. Double 3-star bears, that is. Looking like our CC is paying off. We are stunning them up. All of them in our Tombstone, so we get a lot of Tombstone procs. Chaining it perfectly. The Mirana's still alive though, but we got everybody up, so we're gonna beat her. Just a matter of how much damage are they gonna take. The really nice part about super tanky individuals like this is that the Plague Ward damage really starts to stack up. Like that big chunk of Venomancer's damage was all that like ticking bleed damage. We don't eliminate them though, so we do need to face them one more round after this dragon. I'm gonna spread out just a little bit against the dragon. It doesn't matter too much. We'll beat the dragon. I also can move. How much is Pudge doing for me? I think because I kind of want to put like Sand King on the front line. I think that the CC was kind of layering approximately correctly, but a Sand King would like cast really quick off the start, more so than Tidehunter or Kunkka because he doesn't have the bonus armor, and Tide and Kunkka are a little bit delayed because they have the bonus armor, which means they take less physical damage, which means they gain less mana from attacks. I said I'm going to beat the dragon. I don't know if I'm going to beat the dragon. Okay, I beat the dragon. Whew. Closer than I thought. So I wonder if this makes more sense. Ooh, Assault Cuirass or Divine Rapier. I'm not like confident in Divine Rapier, and since this is kind of like just like a mash two teams together, Assault Cuirass is going to be really strong. Assault Cuirass is going to be very strong. I actually kind of want to move it on. Yeah, I think that's on Kunkka's fine. I want to scout out positioning right. This is still correct. I'm going to swap these two. Yeah, let's do that. I can also, if we do lose here, I got a lot of gold I can reroll with, but I was kind of spending more of my time trying to figure out positioning, because I think that's more important than rerolling for like a 3-star Venomancer. I think positioning is going to be much more important than 3-star Venomancer. And it looks like I was correct. Looks like we got it. Alright, so Tombstone. Great item. Warriors, great synergy. We didn't even get to 6 warriors. Didn't even matter. I like this kind of build a lot. This build with the savages, the warlocks, warriors. You've got options between 6 warriors or 2 savages or 4 savages or all the different kinds of things. And yeah, we got nice, strong first place, moving up a lot in the rankings. Trying to shoot for top 100 here soon, and so hopefully we can get that sooner rather than later. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.